I recently saw an article in Apple News about the National Health Service, the NHS, in the UK. The world's largest single-payer healthcare system. It's facing a crisis like never before. It's dying, basically. This is signalling a disaster for the whole world, not just the UK. A perfect storm of aging populations, rising chronic diseases, and totally outdated healthcare models is threatening to collapse it entirely. Paul Corrigan, a health advisor to the UK Labour Party, recently issued this chilling warning. The amount of care that is going to be necessary in the next 10 to 15 years with an aging and sicker population will overwhelm the current model of the National Health Service. Not might do, will. Let's just let that sink in for a little bit. What's happening to the NHS, though, it's not just a British problem. Around the world, healthcare systems are struggling under exactly the same pressures. But why are we talking about the NHS? I don't even live in England anymore. I've got nothing else to do with it. And you may not either. But whether you live in the UK, America, Australia, or anywhere else in the world, what's happening to the NHS right now could happen to you tomorrow, anywhere in the world. This isn't just a story of problems, though. It's also a story of solutions. Let's explore the challenges, the lessons, but most importantly, what you can do to protect your health and your future. No one's going to save you. The NHS has long been seen as a model of universal healthcare. For over 75 years, it's provided free healthcare at the point of use for over 66 million people. It's a system based on fairness and accessibility, supposedly. But now, it's cracking under the weight of chronic disease. The World Health Organization tells us that over 70% of global deaths are now caused by chronic diseases like diabetes, obesity, and heart disease. These conditions aren't just taking lives, they're draining resources. By 2030, the cost of treating chronic diseases is expected to reach, wait for it, $47 trillion globally. That's with a T. And the NHS is not immune to these problems, neither is the rest of the world. Corrigan went on to say the NHS can no longer be run as a nationalised industry. Instead, the future of healthcare relies on moving care closer to home and empowering individuals to take control of their own health. But this is not just a British crisis. From Sydney to Seattle, the rising tide of preventable illnesses is pushing healthcare systems to their absolute limits and past them. Question is, what can we learn from the NHS's struggles, or are we just doomed to repeat them? Again, Corrigan envisions a future where patients play an active role in their health, something I definitely support. He said, technology would be held by the patient and would hold much more of their health and healthcare. By 2035, every consultation needs to empower the patient, giving them more agency than they have now. I agree with a lot of that, but let's unpack it. Right now, most people expect doctors to fix the problem after years of often poor lifestyle choices. This is something I spoke about recently in my previous video about how the healthcare system is broken. But in the future, every consultation will need to leave patients better equipped to manage their own care. But how do we get there? For the 18 million people living in the UK with long-term health conditions like diabetes and heart disease, Corrigan argues that technology must be the solution to bridge the gap. Smartphones, wearables, and apps, they're not just gadgets, he says, they're tools for survival. Imagine monitoring your blood sugar levels, tracking your heart health, or receiving reminders to exercise and eat well, all from your phone. Sounds great. This isn't just a vision for the UK, of course. Worldwide, millions of people could potentially benefit from the same kind of technology-driven empowerment and improvement in their health. But the solution, of course, isn't just about technology. It's actually really about individual responsibility. Corrigan, however, goes on to point out another critical flaw, and that's with the funding model. The current financial system doesn't bring about change in health. This is what he said. Here's what that means. Right now, most doctors and hospitals in the NHS, but a lot of the world, are rewarded for the number of patients they see or the treatments they provide, not for actually preventing illness or even curing illnesses. This reactive model is not just inefficient, it's also totally unsustainable. He argues that GPs and healthcare providers should be incentivized to actually keep people healthy and out of hospitals. This could mean better support for lifestyle interventions, for example, preventative care and early detection of diseases, more screening programs. I don't disagree with any of these things, but I think we could go one step further. Without these changes, though, healthcare systems everywhere will remain totally trapped in crisis mode, treating symptoms instead of addressing root causes. Let's talk briefly about some numbers first, though, because they are truly sobering. Over 2 billion adults across the world are overweight, and 650 million at least are obese globally. Diabetes affects 1 in 10 adults, with projections showing this will rise to 1 in 9 in only about 5 years' time. Heart disease, of course, is the leading cause of death worldwide, responsible for 17.9 million deaths annually, but dementia is very close to taking over. That's really scary. These aren't just statistics, though. This is a warning. The lifestyle choices that we're making today are determining the future of our health and, of course, our healthcare systems. All of this is all well and good, though, talking about technology and funding and incentivizing doctors. But why can't people just be healthy in the first place? All these debates about these things, are they really the answer? Well, here's the hard truth. Actually, no, and they shouldn't be needed. The best way is to actually protect yourself. Realistically, nobody's going to save you. All of these things are just talk. They're unlikely to ever happen. The best way to protect yourself, and of course reduce strain on healthcare systems, is to take responsibility for your own health today. Small, consistent changes, they're not just nice ideas, they're absolutely essential for health. But let's dive a little bit deeper into how you can make some of these changes and why they matter. The first thing I want to talk about is sunlight. Did you know that sunlight is one of the most powerful free medicines available? Spending just 20 to 30 minutes outdoors every day helps your body produce vitamin D, a nutrient critical for immunity, bone health, and reducing inflammation. Vitamin D is often called the sunshine vitamin for a reason. It regulates calcium levels, protects against osteoporosis, boosts your immune system, and helps to produce your sex hormones. Deficiency in vitamin D has also been linked to lots of chronic diseases, especially things like depression, cardiovascular disease, and neurological diseases like MS. We can't, of course, rule out cancer. If you can, get your sunlight early in the morning. This not only helps with vitamin D production, but also regulates your circadian rhythm, improving your sleep and improving mental clarity. And if it's cloudy or winter, consider supplementing with high-dose quality vitamin D3. But always where you can, prioritize real sunlight where possible. You can't get sunlight in a pill. Number 2 is to prioritize sleep. This is really your foundation for health. Sleep isn't just rest. It's your body's repair time. When you sleep, your brain clears out toxins, your muscles recover, and your immune system strengthens. Yet so many of us sacrifice it for work, screens, or stress. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of high quality sleep each night. To get there, think about creating a bedtime routine that works for you. Otherwise, here's some simple tips. Avoid screens for at least an hour before bed to reduce your blue light exposure. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Try winding down with a book, calming music, or even meditation. Chronic sleep deprivation doesn't just leave you feeling tired. It's very strongly linked with obesity, diabetes, heart disease, even mental health issues like anxiety and depression. Low sleep is also increasingly linked to development of dementia. Sleep truly is medicine, and prioritizing it could actually be an incredibly powerful change you can make starting today. Next up is number 3, stress. This is often called the silent killer, but for good reason. Chronic stress triggers inflammation, weakens your immune system, and increases your risk of heart disease, hypertension, and diabetes. But managing stress doesn't have to be complicated. Start with small, simple practices. Mindfulness, 5 to 10 minutes a day, focusing on your breathing or being present in the moment. Apps like Calm or Headspace, no affiliation there, these could guide you. Meditation, of course, can help reduce cortisol levels and helps to promote a sense of calm and well-being. Even a few minutes daily can make a huge difference. Gratitude journaling. This is something I've started looking into recently. Writing down 3 things each day that you're grateful for. This simple habit can help to shift your mindset from stress to positivity. Stress is unavoidable, but how you handle it is within your control. The key is to find what works for you and make it part of your daily life. Number 4 is to exercise regularly. Movement is life. Your body was built to move. Regular exercise doesn't just help you lose weight, it improves your heart health, regulates blood sugar, strengthens bones, and even boosts your mood, of course, by releasing endorphins. But you don't have to hit the gym for hours on end to see those results. Here's a simple way to get started. Walking simply 30 minutes each day can have a massive impact on your heart disease risk, diabetes, even potentially cancer. Strength training, though, is really important. Lifting weights or using resistance bands builds muscle, which is very highly metabolically active, helps to burn fat, and stabilizes blood sugar. Think about doing joyful movement. Whether it's dancing, hiking, or yoga, find an activity that you really like, but make it part of your routine. The goal isn't perfection here, it's simply consistency. Start small and build up from there. Even 10 minutes of movement a day can create a ripple effect for better health. Number 5 is to fix your diet. The foundation of long-term health is your diet. It's the most powerful tool you have to prevent and even reverse potentially chronic disease. The evidence is actually really quite clear. A ketogenic, or like I do, a carnivore diet could radically transform your health. And here's a few ways in how it works. Of course, weight loss is a key component. These diets help to reduce carbs and rely on healthy fats and protein. In turn, this helps your body burn fat for energy, leading to sustainable weight loss without hunger or typically cravings. For diabetics or those struggling with insulin resistance, like most people, these diets can be absolute game changers. Drastically cutting the carbs massively stabilizes blood sugar levels, often reducing or eliminating totally the need for medication. Many chronic conditions like arthritis and autoimmune diseases also can benefit by reducing inflammation. By cutting out processed carbs, sugars, inflammatory oils, and even possibly toxic plants, these diets let your body heal naturally. But it's not just about cutting things out completely, it's about adding in the good stuff. Nutrient-dense foods like grass-fed beef, fatty fish, eggs like I've eaten today, butter, maybe low-carb vegetables if you want to add those in. These foods provide vitamins, minerals, and amino acids your body needs to function at its best. The key thing here is to start. Start today. Start taking small steps which will give you big results. This is the best opportunity to do it. Don't start next week, not tomorrow, start today. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start with one small change. Start by taking a small walk, 10 minutes a day. Swap out a sugary snack for something like meat or eggs. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier than you would normally. These small but consistent changes will add up to massive results over time. Remember, ultimately, this story is about your health is your responsibility. Nobody else is going to be there to save you, I'm afraid. That's just not going to happen. If you're ready to start your journey to better health, visit themeatmedic.com. There you'll find guides, recipes, and resources to help you take first steps towards a healthier, happier life. Remember, none of this is rocket science or some deeply held secret. These changes are all actually quite easy, but perhaps the most powerful is the diet. By focusing on real, unprocessed foods, nutrient-dense meats, fish, eggs, healthy fats, and perhaps low-carb, low-toxin veg if you want to add it in, you can make a massive difference to your health. Eliminating the sugars and junk food that drive so many of today's chronic diseases will undoubtedly reap massive rewards. This isn't just fad diet. It's about returning to the foods that our bodies are designed to thrive on. When you fuel your body properly, anything's possible. If you found this video useful, please share it so other people can enjoy it as well. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video.